back at it again with another video. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. So, over the past couple of years in college football, there's been a lot of realignment. It all kind of started when Texas, Oklahoma moved from the Big 12 to the SEC, and then that was a domino effect. Now the Pac 12 collapsed, and many people, myself included, would believe that the ACC is next up. So let's kind of go through where I think these teams would end up. So this is the current ACC map. Stanford and Cal would probably go Big Ten. You've already got a bunch of Pacific Coast teams, Washington, Oregon, UCLA, USC in the Big Ten. I feel like Stanford and Cal would go Big Ten. SMU would probably go Big 12. Florida State is interested in the SEC, but I don't think the SEC is interested in Florida State. Even though I do think that would make a really good addition to the SEC, because you would already have University of Florida, and then you would have that Florida State-Florida rivalry. I think Florida State would be a great fit for the SEC, but I don't know how interested the SEC is in Florida State. Miami would probably go Big 10 or Big 12. It all kind of depends on how Big Ten wants to expand. Do they want to push south into the Southeast? Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, NC State, probably Big 12. I really want to see Pitt join the Big 12 because I want to see West Virginia Pitt rivalry once again. I think the SEC would pick up Virginia, North Carolina, Clemson, and Florida State. Those are the four that I think should go SEC. From 16 to 20. If the SEC can really pull off North Carolina and Duke, that would be really awesome for basketball, just because UNC Duke is a huge basketball rivalry. Virginia Tech might go Big 12. Same thing with Louisville. And then Syracuse and Boston College might go Big 10. All kind of depends on, again, how much the Big 10 wants to expand. Yeah, so I think Stanford and Cal go Big 10. SMU goes Big 12. I honestly think Florida State would be a good fit for the SEC, so I'm just going to pencil them in as the SEC. Miami might go Big 10. Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, Louisville, Virginia Tech, Pitt, NC State might go Big 12. I would love to see Clemson, North Carolina in the SEC, and if North Carolina goes, you kind of have to bring Duke with you. Notre Dame is one of those they're notorious for their independence, which I get, but I also don't get at the exact same time. Personally, I think Notre Dame should join the Big Ten just because, you got Michigan, you got Ohio State, you got Indiana, Purdue, you got the Midwest is like Big Ten country. So I think Big Ten and Notre Dame would be a great fit. So that's just kind of where I see those kind of panning out. I'm not really sure what the future holds for the ACC, but if I were to bet, the next conference to collapse would probably be the ACC. Pac-12 already collapsed. ACC is probably next up. There's been a lot of, people wanting to leave. Clemson wants to leave. Florida State wants to leave. I think the ACC is the next to go. And I think SEC should probably get up to 18 or 20. Big Ten should get up to about 20 to 22. So those are the two big super leagues. Like in the NBA, you got the West versus the East. In football, you got the AFC versus the NFC. The American League versus the National League in baseball. So I think ultimately college football is going to have two power conferences. You got the Big Ten and the SEC. So, which everyone has their own opinions on it. It doesn't really matter to me one way or the other. I just want to watch college football. So I think now that the Pac's gone, I think the ACC is next up. So that's kind of my take on where ACC teams would land, but we'll have to see. the next couple years. Honestly, we're on pause on college football realignment, and maybe in the next year or two, we're going to have some more movement, but we'll see. So, with that, that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next video. Deuces.